Let me guess, a stylish rug catches your eye. You spot a decorative sculpture, you want it. You need a new sofa and you find the perfect one. But then, you see the price. Eek! It's way out of your budget. And that high is replaced with a sinking feeling. I feel you, girl. This is me all over. But all is not lost. I've got some sneaky ways to make your decor look expensive and wow factor and still have change in your pocket at the same time. Are you with me? Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Daring Home Decor podcast. Are you sick of playing it safe with your interior design? Do you want to get confident with colour and pattern and learn DIY hacks so you can actually finish your home projects? Do you dream of being adventurous with room makeovers but lack the confidence to start, not to mention being clueless of how to get your husband on board? Don't worry girl, I got your back. I'm your host, Cara Baker, serial decorator and content creator. I tried to design our home with personality and style, but everything felt disconnected and lackluster. Then I cracked the code to successfully decorate with bold interior design. In this podcast, you'll learn how to get brave with your DIY and decor choices, steps for daring room makeovers, plus unique and quirky home styling, so you can create a fun and functional home with pizzazz and glam. So grab your paintbrush, put on those overalls and let's get decorating.
Welcome to today's episode, and if you've got a champagne taste on a lemonade budget, I'm going to show you today how to rock your interior design for less. Now, the other day, Andy came home and told me about an app that someone had showed him called Too Good To Go. And if you don't know what it is, I'm not sure if it's just UK based or it's worldwide or whatever. But anyway, basically what it is, it's an app that you can go on, and when any restaurants or shops, stores, etc. have any food that's just due to go out of date, they put it on the app for a really cheap price, and it's all local. So for example, you could see something that you could have for dinner, local, pop and fetch it, cheap price, but you still get the quality, you still get the great food, but you've got the same thing for a much cheaper price than you would have had to pay for it otherwise. This ties in perfectly with today's episode because I want to show you how you can create that champagne look in your home but without having to pay the champagne price. And if you haven't got the app, I would highly recommend it. It's called Too Good To Go again. I'm not affiliated with it or anything, but yeah, go and check it out if you don't already know. Although I'm probably the last person. You're probably all like, Cara, well, everybody knows about that app. What are you talking about? So the first thing that you can do is buy secondhand. Now, I know some people are a bit funny about buying secondhand. You really don't need to be. And there's so much opportunity these days and different places that you can do that. I remember when I was a kid and you wanted something secondhand, there was two options. One of them was to go to the secondhand shop, which we call them in the UK. You call them thrift stores in America. But yeah, every town would have a few secondhand shops and you could go in there and, they're still there now, obviously, and get all kinds of accessories, furniture, etc. And the other option was, I'm trying to think what it was called now. Oh my gosh, what was it called? I can't remember. It was, anyway, like a publication, a small newspaper that you would go and buy from the local shop. And you could see, or you could list secondhand items locally. So literally you would see the listing, no pictures, guys. We had no pictures. We used to have a small description, a number, ring the person, and then say if we wanted a table, we'd have to then go and have a look at the table and then decide whether we wanted it or not. Yes, that is what it was like back in the day. But now, of course, we have lots of lovely places where we can buy pre-loved items. So, as if you didn't already know, but I will go through them. So you could use Facebook Marketplace. You could use eBay, thrift stores or secondhand shops, as we call them in the UK, antique centres or retro vintage centres. And you can pick up a bargain at half or less of the price that it was originally sold for. My mum did this with her dining table, and also she's got a few fire surrounds in her dining room and living room that she got from antique centres, and they're absolutely gorgeous, and they're much better, I think, than just going and buying something new, because I think sometimes the quality and workmanship that goes into antique or retro items is much better than what you can get today in our mass-produced world. I know this is nothing to do with your home, but I've actually seen like clothing before, for example, and I've been like, I really want that thing, and I've done two things. One is I think I really want it, but I don't really want to pay that much, or two, I really want it but it's sold out. I've gone and looked on Vinted, and I've found the item for much cheaper, and obviously when it was sold out I was over the moon that I found it was this co-ord. I still wear it now, I love it. But yeah, I think Vinted are actually starting to do homeware items now too, so there's another place for you. The second thing you can do is upcycle. And can I just ask, by the way, is upcycle a word? Because whenever I type upcycle, it has a red line under, more or less saying it's not a word, and it changes it to epicycle. I'm sure upcycle's a word. Guys, let me know, is upcycle a word? Why is this word not recognised? It always bugs me, that does. So, I'll give you an example of some things in my home that I've upcycled. I upcycled my living room sideboard. I saw some sideboards online that had gold in them, that were really classy and glam, and they were literally like £2,000, and I'm like, eek, that's not in the budget when I was doing up my living room, because we replaced the floor, we had new windows, so I wasn't going to stretch to £2,000 for a new sideboard. So what I did is I bought a retro sideboard. I think it was off eBay, and I probably paid about £30 for it. It's a Schreiber one, and I completely painted it black. It was like a wood colour. I completely painted it black. I stuck new frontages and knobs on there, and I've got like a gold and black glam looking sideboard now in my living room. It fits perfectly, because some of the new ones can be a little bit big sometimes in your room, and obviously I got it at a fraction of the price. Nobody else has a sideboard like mine. It's custom, it's unique, and I love it. Another piece of furniture that I upcycled was my cocktail cabinet that I've got in our kitchen diner, and that was a G-plan one. Once again, it was a retro find from eBay, and the internal part of the cocktail cabinet that pulls down is still the same, so I love that. It's got that little retro touch to it. But I've painted the outside. I've painted it more than once. I painted it red to start with. Now it's a burnt orange with gold diagonal vinyl on there in the pattern on the door, just to give it a little bit of cohesion with the rest of the room, and obviously adding that little bit of gold. I think I kept the original handles on there because they were really quite cute, and they were gold too. And I think, well, I know the internal doors where you put most of the bottles, I covered that in a gold vinyl paper. The legs are still the same, so it's still obviously got the style of it, still looks mid-century, and it's still got a few touches mid-century, but I've just brought it up to my current decor and the 21st century, and that looks great too. So what I would advise that you do, find the designer look that you're going for in a piece of furniture that costs gazillions, and then dupe the look using a used piece of furniture, or maybe an IKEA piece, or pieces that you can dupe. And there's plenty of TikToks on that if you need any further guidance. Now, the third thing that you can do is, once again, find the splurge thing that you want, but then search for the saving piece that looks similar. So you can often find examples of this in interior magazines where they'll show you the splurge versus the saving, and it's very similar items, and honestly you can't really tell that much difference. And is the quality better? I'm not sure. Not in every case, I would say. And this is one of the things that I can do for you when you snag yourself a digital decor kit. I do think that I am really good at doing this. I've done this with several items in my home, and I can do it for you along with anything else that you need in your home. Obviously, I know as you're listening to this podcast episode that you do want to create a unique and personality-filled home. I know you don't want to follow the latest trends. You don't want to be neutral because that's the in thing. You want surroundings that light you up. You know there has to be a foolproof way to achieve this without mistakes, without wasting money and time, without being embarrassed of your home. But maybe you're getting distracted, you're doing it scrappy. I want you to know that the answer is planning, not picking up that paintbrush until you've got everything mapped out. Be patient and do it my way. Go right now to daringhomedecor.co.uk/digital decor kit and snag a personalised digital decor kit today. And the last way to get a designer look for less is to practice spotting the gem in budget stores and shops. I'm really good at this, as I mentioned. When I had my house photographed for an interiors magazine, Lisa, who styled my home, she didn't, when I say style my home, obviously I style my own home, but she kind of moves things around a little bit for the pictures. She was really surprised at how much I paid for items. She was like, oh, where did you get that chair from? I was like, oh, Dunelm. She's like, what? Dunelm? Looking at it as if she expected that I'd bought it from somewhere much more expensive. So she did think that I'd paid more than what I had. So I fooled her. She is a interior design stylist and she was surprised. So it is possible for you to do this too. So just practice like me and have fun with it. I will give you a quick recap on how to rock your interior for less if you've got a champagne taste on a lemonade budget. Firstly, buy second-hand from Facebook Marketplace, eBay, thrift stores, antique centres. Secondly, upcycle an old or a cheaper item. Thirdly, find the splurge and then search for a saving piece that looks very similar. And lastly, spot the gem in budget stores and shops. Listen, before you go, are we besties yet? Have you listened to more than 3 episodes of this podcast? Have you had a light bulb moment from the free advice I'm sharing on here? Have you tried anything and got a win in your own home? If so, can I ask you a quick favour? Pop down to the purple writing and leave me a review. I'm giving you a virtual fist pump in advance for doing that for me. Thank you so much. Well, that is a wrap, guys, and I will see you here again next Tuesday, where I can't wait to get creative with you in the next episode of the Daring Home Decor podcast.
One last thing before you grab that paintbrush. If you've been inspired by the show today, I'd be triple grateful if you'd follow me and leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. This will let me know if I've helped you in any way. And if you fancy a look around my home or to join the Daring Decor community, you'll find all my resources in the show notes. I'll see you next week and happy decorating.